Good morning and welcome to this impromptu broadcast of Samadhi Game, Manifesto of Enlightenment, Awareness, Insight, Freedom, Passion. When we come to Samadhi Game, when we look at these mantras of Samadhi Game, when we say these mantras of Samadhi Game, we don't just say them as blank statements. We pour our hearts into these chalices, these worded chalices that allow our passions to flow with grace into matter, into the physical world, rather than have it remain only as an untapped potential in the etheric octave. We come to Samadhi Game with this heart of passion, this heart of love that trumps mediocrity. We decide to live in this realm of glory rather than in the footstool kingdom, the mundane footstool kingdom that is this lackluster place of mediocrity. Let's begin by pouring this passion, this power, this emotional wellness and strength into this opening pillar of light, the pillar of the world. Come with me, join with me here online. You don't need to download it now, but go to samadhigame.com and download your free copy of this Manifesto of Enlightenment, which gives you the matrix for pouring your passion constructively into the physical octave as a great tantric yoga. The opening pillar of light, the pillar of the world. Sublime I am Samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet compassionate flame, enter and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego. Charging my world and all I contact with the tangible substance, living awareness and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I Am Samadhi. Now, we're going to give this a few more times through, each time developing that passion into these grooves of consciousness, which are the words. And words put together in this mandala of sound, this boat of enlightenment. Sublime I am Samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet compassionate flame, enter and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with the tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I Am Samadhi. Let's do it one more time through. Every time a little deeper, a little bit more passion at a more subtle level. Sublime I am Samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet compassionate flame, enter and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with a tangible substance, living awareness and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I Am Samadhi. And here we're going to give this Om together. Come on. Continuing with the mantra, its last stanza, pouring just as much passion into that as every other part of this mantra. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. We have to find that passion. We have to find that strength that galvanizes all of our members into a glorious focus so that we can accomplish the gift that we are to give, individually unique on this planet. Now, the words of Samadhi Game, as we give them day after day after day, become more and more impressed upon our consciousness, more and more embedded in the subconscious as well as the superconscious, as well as the conscious. And as it becomes embedded there, it begins to have its effect. And this principle of embedding these ideas, this consciousness, is used across the board. It's not some sort of brainwashing that we use in Samadhi Game or that you might find in other spiritual cults or even religions. It is the true nature of reality, of this dual human ego, that it needs to be reminded and reminded and reminded to come back to a certain principle which we would choose. Look at advertisements, how they use this same principle over and over and over again. We are inoculated with the idea of certain product. Look at political figures. They tell us over and over and over again the path that they choose to follow. And they do it with passion, hopefully with passion, hopefully with energy, so they can transmit not only the idea, but the radiance that is held in that idea as a fundamental principle that infuses the audience, the listener, with that same feeling of freedom. We do these affirmations because we realize that it is for us to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps. We don't wait for the entitled ascension. We don't wait for an entitled enlightenment. We don't wait for anyone outside ourselves to bestow the blessing of enlightenment upon ourselves. We take it now. Even my dad said to my sister when she asked about whether she should take the opportunity to play Roxy Hart in the Broadway production of Chicago, she said, take it. You have to act determinedly. You have to have that strength of character that says, I will be great at this endeavor. I will take on the consciousness of enlightenment. A rare thing to take on. A unique place to find your consciousness wondering about. This thing of enlightenment, this thing of the ascension, of the nirvana, of the samadhi. Let's give some more mantras and say the words within these mantras that will etch themselves as slices of samadhi through that brain of yours and begin to create this pathway that even in your subconscious and superconscious states begin to unfold as this wider and broader pathway of enlightenment. Let's go on to heartfelt, tangible samadhi. Come with me. O Great Spirit, O Mighty I Am Samadhi at the center of all creation, radiant with illuminating fire, O heartfelt parent of all sons and sons, pour forth that life-giving power and fan the spark of that divinity on the altar of my heart. Amplify and magnify this spark by the fire, but of the Holy Spirit, into the potent God flame that I am. Now let me just make a point here with this particular part of the mantra. We're actually speaking to the Great Spirit. For those of you who know the Great Spirit to be who you are already, this is just a little practice of playing with consciousness. For those of you who need to have this feeling that you're speaking to someone outside of yourself who's going to bestow some sort of blessing upon you, this helps to get us into that mood where the heart opens in devotion. And as that devotion floods back and forth from the spiritual point of focus, the distance between the two narrows until you realize yourselves as one. Continuing on. Oh, the shimmering fountain of life that I hear, feel, smell, taste, and see within me. I choose this constant cascade of liquid light, actively receiving its shimmering, directive radiance, tangibly and powerfully manifest in my experience. I open the innermost temple of love within this evident, ebullient, celestial, cosmic fire. I manifest that life and light for our healing and regeneration, letting the breath, height, fullness, and crown of the solar radiance of the sun behind the sun appear. I stand forth. Revealed in and through me is the neutral witness, that Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Pharaoh, Monarch, Divine Mother, Father, Sun conscious awareness. I am the visible, audible, and tangible flame of eternal life, breathing the scintillating prana-chi from the source to the root of my being. Liquid rays of light flooding my chakras, seated upon their lotus thrones of love. Molten gold of enlightenment, shivering its ascension up my spine, crowning my awareness with the diamond rays of attainment. Now we're going to go ahead and practice what we call the saga breath. This is a deep breathing in and breathing out with the tongue placed at the roof of the mouth. As you breathe out, the perineum contracting, feeling the flow of that breath down the front side of the body and the flow of the exhalation up through the spine to the top of the head on the back side of the body. This tongue at the top of the mouth, the roof of the mouth, closing this open circuit at the front of the body so that current can flow down it. And as you breathe out, that shiver of the spine. Come on with me. Let's do this breath together. And knowing this breath to be that passion, that life force flowing through you, and relishing every breath as it swirls around the central focus of your heart. And we'll continue with the mantra. As the white fire being of my heart, no longer identifying with that mundane, no longer able to go back into that mundane footstool kingdom, because we have experienced the passion of, some people call it the Christ, the Krishna, the Buddha, the Samadhi. I call it that neutral witness that sees all as at the center of all things. Even if for just a moment you've experienced that Sushumna, that central focus, that central pivot of our spine consciousness. As the white fire beam of my heart, I dynamically emanate and transmit this audible, tangible, fragrant, delectable, and visible substance of a living samadhi as creativity and direction. I am a sun in the palace of the shining void, this temple a glistening world of infinite space, the process of my transformations, sounding the melodies, harmonies, and rhythms of the great solar symphony. I am the dazzling flame of life, here and now, because I am nowhere else but everywhere forever. I am Samadhi's palpable joy, tactile glory, and felt perfection of boundless being. I am that, I am that, I am that. I am. And here you can say a name for yourself that breaks the matrix of that mundane dual human ego consciousness that we have been conditioned to live within. Rather, it puts, give yourself a name that restores the greatness of the total gift that you are to give. I am. And I'll say one for myself. You'll have to speak loudly to get over the top of mine because it's a long one. The Ascended Master Gregory Donald Brinkley, living super yogi brilliance. I am the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Brinkley, living super yogi brilliance. I am the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Brinkley, living super yogi brilliance. An embodiment, an embodiment, an embodiment. And can even use the Buddhic mudra that touches the earth and says, here I am, an embodiment, an embodiment, an embodiment. I am oneness lived. It's a powerful, powerful affirmation. This idea of living in this exalted state of consciousness beyond the mediocrity. We're trumping the mediocrity with the excellence of the passion of our hearts. That mediocrity which insists upon bureaucratic involvement of the rules and regulations of the left and of the right, that goes beyond all of that into this glorious, vibrant heart that automatically knows the answer to every conundrum, every question that poses a challenge to us along the way. If we can come into alignment with this peace, this Amen, this Om, there is no opposition that can stand against it. It is this samadhi state that we enter into, that we make room for in our lives, that we imbibe into our bodies. This is no laughing matter. People that give themselves the opportunity to get a massage every week and spend an hour and a half to 2 hours on that table receiving loving touch that allows their consciousness to escape into a contemplation, an evaluation, a resonance with their deeper self. They are doing themselves a favor par excellence. It gives very few actually can choose to sit and to imbibe the glory, imbibe that joy that is all about us 24/7. And yet, we don't see the forest for the trees. We're beset by concerns of housing and finances and survival and protection. Let's change the playing field here. Let's take ourselves out of the conundrum of the dual human ego and place ourselves squarely into that neutral witness. Let's go on with another mantra. This is the radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light. Come with me. Come on. Oh, radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light. Encircle me now, encircle me now, encircle me now. I am that loving splendor encircling me now. I am this living prana chi encircling me now. I am this liquid crystal fire encircling me now. And I believe it, and I am passionate about it, and I feel the passion of it running through my soul, through my fingertips, down to my toes, to the top of my head. I am this samadhi encircling me now. This I radiate, 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 because in that radiation is a gift given gone. As the active intelligence of powerful conscious volition that I am, I govern this exhaustless energy and precipitate all things into form of those who come into the radiation of this, my radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light, including, and here you can include the names of all of those who you would reach out in your heart to, including your enemies. And I name, too, the Samadhi Game tribe, all of you who have come together, past, present, and future. I name this tribe of people who have decided that they see value in the Samadhi Game mantras, who will come together and will give these mantras with power, passion, enthusiasm, and their own unique individualized greatness poured into each chalice of word, and overcome and trump the mundane dual human ego. I ignite and I expand the illuminating cinder within their bodies, emotions, and minds into that active, perfect, and eternal garment of enlightenment. O radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light that I am, instantly bring healing to and make art of all dual human ego in my world, opening wide the door of my heart to the ineffable, divine and present existence and expression and expansion. I am the wide open door of my heart, flooding forth the radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light, the enchanting essence of my electronic body, and I am Samadhi. I balance, blaze, and dazzle the threefold activity of my heart samadhi. Ennobling love, wisdom, and power encircles me, now and forever bringing healing to and making art of every dual human ego activity. Freeing me to leap into divine union with the source of these, the shining three. I am the mighty magic electromagnetic circle of invincible liquid love, light, and life substance, instantly transmuting and harmonizing, healing and making art of every discordance or distraction which seeks to enter or intrude itself, masquerading as the I am me. I am the self-sustaining perfection of my world, enfolded in the radiant circle of healing love, and the art of life and liquid white light, the samadhi that I am, I remain. Vanish the veils of light and shade. I abide in the shining truth of divine law and the justice of eternity. I am the lake of kindness, free of disturbing conditions inner and outer. I am commanding all energies, all therapies within this, the inner magic of my radiant circle of healing love, to be revealed with the art of life in liquid white light of Samadhi, the all-pervading, serene and harmonizing bliss. We are affirmative. We are united in this affirmation. We are united in this mudra, in this passion, in this saying of love. Come with me. Those of you who would live in exuberant love. Come with me with the exceptional passion, that trumps mediocrity. I thank you for joining me today. This has been a lovely session with you. Come again to our impromptu broadcasts. Join us on Samadhi Game Tribe on Facebook and Samadhi Game on Ustream.com. And go to samadhigame.com itself. You can find everything you need on each one of those websites. Much love to you, joy, and trump the mediocrity. Live in your exceptional passion.